What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live. You know, I say that because of that one film called Step Brothers, prestige worldwide, wide. But anyway, let me fix this camera a little bit, get some lighting in here. Does it help a little? Yeah, a little. Anyway, so here's the thing. Fix that. Is that good? That's all right, not bad. So, tell you how the comedy show went September 15th at the Addison Improv. It was, I love the place. It was so awesome. It was so much fun, and I did very, very well. There were some circumstances that happened that could have made the show better, but I'm an Army veteran. I adapted and overcame, and it was still a really, really great show. So, when I was preparing to go on, I had been rehearsing and doing open mics and everything for a 10-minute set. When I got there, I found out that for whatever reason, okay, I had to do, I had 2 less minutes, and I had a closer. My closing joke is like, it ends on like a high note, and it's like 1 minute long. So I had about an hour to kind of edit in my cerebellum, big word I know, live. And I actually had a little bit before going on stage, maybe, like I said, maybe about like an hour, but I also had to do it while it was live too at the moment. 2 minutes of material and have it flow. The result of that was that two different jokes, the setup for the jokes are pretty funny, but the punchlines and the taglines is really where like those jokes hit hard. I had enough time to make everything transition and flow, but I had to take out the punchlines because it's like two of the things I was going to say are about 2 minutes each. And I set the setups in like one tagline, and then the setup with like the last tagline, and it just seemed like I just sort of ended two jokes abruptly. Well, that's because I did, but I also did not go over my time. I made some money. I made some new, again, I don't like to say contacts. That's so like disingenuous. Some new associates. They're not friends, they're associates. Met the owner, this guy Billy. He was really, really cool. He was a very, very nice guy. Sorry, name drop. I hate that shit, but I'm not gonna edit it. I met, it was just a really good show. And my close friends came out, and he brought like his girl and another friend of his and that guy's girl. And I was with my girl, so it was just so much fun. And under the circumstances, considering that I had to change some stuff, I would rate it like a 90%. I would rate it like a 90%. I did very, very well considering that I made changes that were not prepared for and also live in the moment, and I actually worked through it and overcame. So that's how it went. Now, that being mentioned, there's something that happens in, I'll just say, the comedy world. You hear a lot about it when like a professional stand-up comedian will just release his special, and then a week after that he might still be saying that exact joke or whatever the case after he's done filming. And right after he films, he figures out like a better way to end the joke, or another little tagline to say, or a better way of phrasing it. And that's comedy for you. It's always evolving, always adapting. And sure enough, that happened to me. I had this part where I was talking about a girl in a wheelchair and dating her, and it was a great, awesome, great learning experience, and I'm going to take that and drive forward with it, as I do everything else. But here's what happened. People felt kind of awkward about it, and I didn't really have enough time to continue the joke, so it kind of ended like, it was really funny, and they laughed really hard, and about me dating this girl in a wheelchair, but I didn't get to add the amount of detail that I wanted onto it, so it kind of ended in like an awkward way. Even getting into a joke to be a little bit awkward, here was the basic learning lesson, which is this. What I'm doing now is, and what I had learned how to do, and like I said, I'm doing from now on forward, moving, always, permanently, no matter what, done, is permanently and always addressing material and stuff that I do when awkward, not if, because it's going to happen, when I address a certain topic that may make people feel awkward, there's awkward silence, is addressing it awkward silence, because that brings a laugh, and it makes people laugh even addressing it. And then directly after that, addressing how I addressed it, pretty much just mentioning the fact that I just mentioned how it was awkward. And then, what's up everybody? Early in the morning, as you can see, the time and date and background and everything changed. My battery went bye-bye. Told you I need to get a new phone. But anyway, all I was saying was just basically because that had happened and whatnot, and there was like awkward silence, I figured out a great thing to do, which is something I'm going to be continuing to do from now on. In short, which is this: when the awkward silence happens, and it will, with my material, it 100% definitely, 110% definitely will, frequently, okay, is first off pointing out the fact how it's awkward, because that gets a laugh, just pointing it out, okay? Because there's a lot of real things in life that are awkward, but they're funny too, right? And then mentioning the fact how I just mentioned it. So basically going back and pointing to the fact at what I just did. Even that's funny, because I'm addressing in a different angle how the topic of what I'm saying is awkward, and that brings a second laugh, okay? And then from there, mentioning how the topic itself, addressing the topic in general, okay, how it is awkward, okay, that gets another laugh, which is great, of course, that's the whole purpose and point. And then after that, starting again from the beginning with the original premise of what I was talking about, now they're more comfortable and that makes them laugh. And then carrying through the rest of the story or whatever it is that I'm saying, which gets a laugh, and then it continues to build up from there. But it's so great because using awkward silence is it's going to be so much fun. And you know, there's a certain phrase, putting like tools in a toolbox, which is basically a way of saying you take it out when you need it. Everything with my comedy, it's like I keep all the tools out in front of me, okay, and I use them for an entire job. While I'm on stage, I'm just picking up one tool after another, using absolutely everything, because that to me works. Again, I really enjoy being able to talk about this kind of stuff, because it really not just helps me reinforce doing what I'm doing and talking about these great lessons that I did learn, and I'm going to continue to use, because it serves no purpose to learn something and not really use it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm excited about doing it. And that's all I got for you for today. Something else is that I really got to get used to kind of making sure I always know my dates of comedy, because I got some more news. I got like 5 more shows that I'm going to be doing, which is great. Almost every single weekend up until the middle of November looks like it's starting to be booked. So that's fantastic. And yeah, right now, like if somebody wanted to know where to find me at, I have to look at my phone. Not necessarily that I have to, but I haven't really put any effort into really just knowing all my dates, so that I don't even have to look at a calendar. I just know it, and that's that. That's not the case. Right now, I kind of just like check through my phone and swipe through. But that's wrong. That's not good, because I want to be able to, and I should be, and I will. Again, another tool in the toolbox is I'm going to make sure that I know all of my dates inside and out, backward and forward, the venue, the date, the place, the time, etc. Because that's how I advertise myself. That's how I sell myself. So there's a lot of other good stuff going on, but that you'll just have to see as it happens. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you like this video. Sorry for the lack of continuity. Yeah, it's a video. It's a film term, I'm pretty sure, which basically means like making sure. You ever see like a film or a television show or whatever, where it's like the guy has a jacket on and he's talking to his friend, and then like the camera angle changes, and next thing you know, his jacket's off, or it's like on a bench right behind him, and then after that, like it's back on. That's a lack of continuity. Don't really get to say that term often, but the fact that I am finishing the second video of one I just did, yeah, didn't mean it happened, but it did. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna start working out. What else? Oh yeah, there's one more thing. So about 10 years ago, maybe more, whatever, 10 years ago, I did jiu-jitsu, which is rolling. It's pretty much like submission grappling. And it sounds like it's something, just by saying that, grappling, for whatever reason, it sounds like it's a lot more violent and hard and rigid and stuff like that. It's a martial art combat sport where basically you choke people and do all sorts of stuff. What I'm getting at is about like 10 years ago, I started doing it. And for one reason or another, pretty much just having to do with money and minutes, you know, not really having a time to do it and not really having the money to do it. I kind of like put it on the shelf. And I was telling my wife the other day, like, you know, I've been wanting to do this for so long, regardless of the minutes, regardless of the money. I really wanted to do it, and I'm back into it. So I'm really excited about that. I started thinking to myself where I'd be as far as jiu-jitsu if I started like 10 years ago. And who knows, you know, I might be a brown belt maybe, which is very possible, or getting ready to get my black belt, or maybe a few years off from that or something. But since there's not, I can't really, and I'm not really worried about that at all, where I could have been, because I'm excited about all that motivation and all that energy that I have. I have 10 years worth of motivation and energy and everything that I'm going to be using, and I'm looking forward to be doing jiu-jitsu with, because of how long I've been wanting it. Comedy, if you take the amount of energy, that amount of momentum, that amount of inertia, that built up stored energy, and you apply that to my life, that's how long I've been wanting to really pretty much do comedy. Not like maybe, I mean, like, this is who I am. And the fact that since I've started, I've been taking everything, because it's been more than 10 years, it's been always that I've always wanted to do this. That's my level of passion. It's like, let's just say there was like a rubber band and you pulled it back, okay, and pulling it back kind of represents, getting kind of deep, but I'll just say this real quick and I'll hop off. Pulling that rubber band back represents when I reach the start line, how much momentum I'm going to have, okay, and how much farther it's going to push me ahead of everybody else and motivate me every single morning, every single day, night, etc. The amount of momentum and the amount of inertia, which is a scientific word for more or less built up, stored momentum and energy, I have that only about 10 years, which is a lot for jiu-jitsu. But as far as comedy goes, I have that since always. So that probably doesn't make a big impact to you, but for me, that means that I'm taking a lifetime of energy and so much more momentum and stuff like that, and appreciation, and just the want for it, and the breath for it, and the life for it, and putting it in all on my day one. All of that built up want, all that built up energy is not wasted. It's used. And I am using it because I am so fired up and I am so motivated. I am so excited about absolutely everything with comedy. And that's the thing. I'm not starting off the start line
with everybody else, because I have all these years of want. And me and my wife, gracefully, thank goodness for her, moving to Texas was pretty much the start of the race line, you know. But everything before that is what I'm starting off the race with, and I'm only picking up momentum every single day, every single minute, and I'm excited for everything that's about to happen and that's ahead to come. So I know that was kind of deep, but hopefully that made sense for you. Like I said, this whole video channel isn't just for me, it's for everybody else, but it's first for me. And then secondarily, it is for everybody else. And in case there's something that you can benefit from what I just said in any aspect, that's great. God bless you. Do your thing, and just get to where you want to be. So anyway, that's all I got. Have a beautiful day. Happy Friday. And I'll talk to y'all later. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.